Hello and welcome to this video tutorial on how to use Nuventive. This tutorial has been specifically designed for use by co-curricular units at Mason. You're going to start by typing in the web address in the browser, solutions.nuventive.com. It is recommended that you bookmark it for easy access in the future. Once you are there, you will click the Sign In button at the top right corner, and through single sign-on using your GMU credentials, you will be automatically logged in to the home screen. Once you are logged in, you will have the permissions to see the unit or units for which you have been assigned. If you only oversee one unit, this will be the only one you see when you select the drop-down at the top of the screen. If you oversee multiple units, you will see all the units for which you are assigned or which you are part of organizationally. When you select the drop-down at the top right, you will see the full list of units for which you have access to. We will look at an example together to learn how to use this tool. For this tutorial, we will work with the unit titled Sample. I'd like to point out a few things about the home screen. This page will look more diverse over time as more goals, outcomes are added. On the right side of the screen, assessment period and reporting period. There is also a quick snapshot that provides information about the objectives that have findings. If you click the little dots on the corner of the box, you will find options to sort, export data, etc. You can also click on the outcomes and the visual will display information accordingly. For this particular example, the sample unit, which was created for this tutorial, there are 3 outcomes. And I will talk you through how to enter information for each portion of the assessment plan. First, start by going up to the menu screen on the top left to the 3 horizontal bars, also known as the hamburger menu. We will start with the first section, General Information. When you click on this, you will be able to add your unit's mission statement using any drop-downs to select the offices and then write in the assessment contact. As you can see, this information has already been inputted. All of this information can be edited, and you would simply click and choose Edit. The next section that you will go to is the Unit Assessment Plan. Click on Unit Assessment. When you select this, you will see all of the outcomes for which you have information already. If you wish to enter new outcomes, simply click this plus icon at the top right of the screen. This will allow you to start a new outcome, and in your case, you will not see any outcomes, and you will need to click this plus icon to start entering a new outcome. For our example, you can see we have 3 outcomes that have been loaded. Here you will also see a drop-down menu under Outcome Status at the top left of the screen. You can choose to look at both active and archived outcomes or view all. A quick reminder that we always advise units not to delete outcomes and rather archive them when they are no longer valid. Let's look at the outcomes now. You will notice the 6 circle icon on the left-hand side of the box. When you click on this, this allows you to drag and reorder. You can move the outcomes that you're assessing in a particular year to the top, which would move other outcomes down. Within these outcomes, there are a number of pieces of information, and to get that information, simply click on the vertical buttons over on the right-hand side, the 3 buttons here, and click Open. You can also double-click on the outcome to open. Once you are in the outcome, you can see that there are 3 headers. First, outcome, assessment method, and then results. Let's take a look at the outcome tab. This is where you will enter information about your goal and outcome. Here you will be able to identify the unit goal type, student learning goal or unit goal. Type in the goal statement that you've developed, provide a title or descriptor for the outcome, in this case it's sense of belonging, write the actual outcome statement, note the status of the outcome, active or archived, and this can be updated when it's completed, and then identify the assessment period for which the outcome falls under. Remember to click Save as you move through each of the sections. Next, let's click on the Assessment Method tab to enter in information about assessment type and the achievement target. You can also enter any supporting documentation here. Let's talk through each of these sections. Again, remember that you got to this page by either clicking on the 3 dots and clicking Open, or double-clicking on the box. And any newly entered info will ask you to go over and click on the plus icon. There's also an icon with a lowercase I, and this is to explain the entries. You can hover over and click to read any details. First, in this section, you would enter the descriptor or title for assessment measure. In the next box, provide details that describe how you will measure if the outcome has been met, then the status of the measure, which you will update when completed, the assessment type, direct or indirect, and the achievement target. The achievement target is the measure by which you would consider the outcome to be successfully met, also known as the success measure. You can also provide additional supporting documentation here by simply clicking the plus icon, and this will take you to document repository, which we will discuss further at the end of the tutorial. Once again, don't forget to save as you enter any updates. You can close. And let's click on results. Let's double click, in this case, to open it. Here you would state the date of the findings, then report on the actual findings in the next box. Select the reporting period, and then indicate if you've met your target, partially met your target, or not yet, based upon the measure that you indicated on the previous page. It's important to note that even if you partially or do not meet the target, you report this. This is a way to make sure that you're tracking progress of the programs or learning. It's also important to know that it's common for findings to fall slightly below the achievement target. It simply means that there's an opportunity for continuous improvement, which is the very essence of assessment. Next, you would note the names of the person or persons responsible for the assessment, numbers of students assessed. If there are no students, if it's a program, you can state 0, and the analysis of the results, discuss the meaning of the results. Similar to the other page, you can provide any documentation, rubrics, assignments, as well as insert any charts or graphs. As we scroll further down, you'll find the action plan. This is where you will first fill in the outcomes past improvements, if any. The next section are changes that will be made moving forward for future improvements. Future improvements often take multiple years to actually fully implement. So this is a way to track what you hope to achieve in terms of any future improvements, and as well as in writing of future goals and outcomes and assessment plans. So once you've completed these fields, you would click Save. Next, let's go back to the hamburger menu again, and we will take a look at reports. If you click on reports, you can choose either a narrative or two-column assessment report. This will generate an automatic Word document with all of the information you've entered. The assessment report is downloadable in both a Word and PDF format. Finally, there is a section called Documents. When you click on Documents, you'll see that there are some folders here that have been set up. What you will want to do is click on the University Life folder, and then in there you can create a new folder by clicking Add Folder and use your unit name. From there you will click Add Document to upload a file, or you can also name your document, put in a URL as well as a brief description, and click Save. So this was a brief overview of how to use the assessment software Nuventive. You are now able to update your unit's mission and assessment plan. If you have any questions about how to use this tool, please feel free to reach out to our office at oiep@gmu.edu.